All right, everybody, welcome to tonight's Commissioners meeting. We are streaming live on YouTube, and we will be archiving the meeting there as well. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Up first tonight on the agenda is the Highway Department. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, guys. I don't have much tonight. I have a financial agreement for the CCMG 2027 call that starts on September 1st this year. We'll apply for the full $1 million. That'll make our match at 200,000 with our population now, new rules. So I just need that signed. And did we get a resolution for the 2027 legal sign? And I needed that.
Just so everybody knows, even though that's our goal, there's no guarantee, and I'd say that there's zero right guarantee at all that we will get that $1 million. So a lot of the funding structure has changed throughout the state, and but we will certainly put in for it and see what we get. This is resolution number,
I think it's
5. Okay. Is there a motion to pass resolution 5 for the Board of Commissioners to sign all CCMG documents on behalf of Scott County?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. We have a second.
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Kevin, we need to sign the document you just handed out as well.
And this one is, okay. And then after we sign this, you'll take that to the council as well.
Yeah.
For their signatures.
Take it on the 11th.
And the reason that we sign these is to show NDOT and the state that we support getting the funding.
Thank you, sir.
If you care, I'll take that back tonight and then
That'd
I'll
be
scan this in.
Yeah.
Sure.
Any updates on chip seal?
Yeah, so Jefferson County received their distributor today. So I had a few guys go over and we done some training on it. They done some roads over at their fairground, kind of closed roads to do some training. I think what we'll end up finishing, we'll finish up the year with paving. I'll send my guy over there to train on the distributor and do some work over there because it's so tight at the end of the year as far as getting tankers set up, getting rock moved around. So we have some more paving to do. So here in probably September 1st, we'll start finishing that up and start fresh next year. New budget, new plan. Now that we know it's here, we'll just utilize the rest of the year for training. It's all here, so it's only uphill from there.
So you think with the training, we could have that for use next month?
Yeah, I think what we'll do is plan for the 2027 year. We'll do some training and get ready because really we're right here at crunch time. That needs to be done by October 1st at the absolute latest. because of the weather conditions and so on, that the oil has to break. It can't freeze overnight. So we're kind of at crunch time as far as getting everything together. We didn't know if the truck was going to come in or not. So Jefferson County is going to do some oil rock conversion roads. That's great training roads. I'm going to send some of my guys over just to work with that, learn the truck well. I mean, it's a very nice truck. It has a lot of moving parts and things to figure out on it. That'll be a great opportunity to get all that down and start fresh next year. We'll just finish up paving like we've been doing all year and be ready to go, start fresh. That's our plan.
Yeah, it's been a great opportunity for both of us.
Yeah, I think so.
In Jefferson County, so that's good. Anything
That's
else?
all.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yep, that's all I have. Unless you guys got anything.
No, you're gonna have site road, so you gotta sign up, you're gonna.
Actually, that's contractor doing some work out there. We'll be out there in September doing some work with the bridge, but the contractor is going to do a road repair.
Oh, okay, I see they passed it today.
Yeah, they worked on it. Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kevin.
Next, we got the Veteran Services Board. Randy, I know you've kind of been leading that. You want to?
Yeah, so, tonight.
They can't hear you in the back. Mr. Campbell can't hear you.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Campbell's stating he can't hear anything.
Oh, okay. I asked the veterans to come here tonight, in order to give their opinion on whether or not they would like commissioners to appoint this board, or they would like to vote on who's on their board themselves. So with that, I'd like to offer anybody who wants to make a comment to come up to the podium and give us their opinion on what they would like to see happen.
If you don't mind, when you come up, just state your name and address. I appreciate that, just so we know.
My name's Michael Campbell at 4568 South Clark Road in Scottsburg. I'd like to start by saying good evening. Thanks for allowing us to come in here to voice our opinions. I think when I watched your video at the beginning, Randy, talking about a advisory board, that I felt like Scott County veterans ought to have a voice to the county people, because I've been here, I'm born and raised here. My family moved for a short period. We lived in Tennessee. We come back. I've been an Indiana resident since. I joined the Marine Corps from right here out of Scottsburg. I've done my 4 years of active duty and 4 years reserves. Came back home to Indiana, to Scott County. And I feel like since then that there has been very little respect or gratitude towards our veterans from the county. We had a thing out here a couple years ago, and I recall seeing 2 county officials at this thing for the veterans. And I think that's unsatisfactory. For the amount of people that we have here, and you guys want to be part and dictate what goes on with veterans, I feel like you guys should have been more out here. And I feel the same as the VSOs ought to be going out to the American Legion, to the VFWs, and to these different places at some point to kind of make themselves accessible to other veterans. I think that they need to know who they are. Just last week, he was grilled by the council because they don't even know who the VSO is and what their jobs is. You can sit and watch the meeting and you can see that they had no clue of what these 2 guys, or Tom and Denise, had to go through, or these other people that's in here that's done the job. They had no clue of what the training is, how much effort goes into this. So therefore, when Denise left the county, I feel that the county dropped the ball because there was a couple month time frame, 2, maybe 3 months, whatever it was. We had no voice. We had no VSO. I'm out here. I have a claim that it's depending and I have to go somewhere else. Shouldn't have to. $12 million is what comes back to this county in 2024. 12, you might as well say like 12.8 million if I'm not mistaken, somewhere close to that. Then there's additional funds that comes into spouses, healthcare. We have a clinic out here. I mean, there's a lot of things here that is the federal government has put in place for us. But I feel like as county, you have done zero. Just my opinion. I feel like these two have got a lot of things to pick up on, but they can get there. They can get there if the resources and the stuff is put out here for them. And I feel like this Veterans Advisory Board or committee, however you want to call it, I think is a very good thing, because granted, we as individuals don't have the training, we don't have the certifications that these guys have spent countless hours getting so they can do the job that they're doing. So we as a board or a committee, whoever it is, can't make any of those decisions, but they can lighten the load if we go out here and rally on getting things done for the county. You know, how hard would it be to travel around any of the counties and see what these other counties do and how they recognize their veterans, whether it's a flag hanging on a light pole, whether it's a tree planted out on county property with a plaque out there in memory or in honor of, whatever it be. We have a memorial over here, and there's another one down at the old health department, but when was they last updated? When was new names put on there? How many people have came and went that never got to see their families' names on these memorials that are out here? My opinion is these guys have got their jobs cut out for them. We need to provide them with the resources that they need. And I believe that is 2 full-time employees, and they need a secretary out there at the front door so they can close their doors, they can do their jobs, bring more veterans in, and possibly bring, I think I heard somebody say there's 60-some veterans that left already, which doesn't affect the money that comes back into Scott County, but we should be able to do and take care of our own right here at home. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Mike, so, how do you feel? Do you think you guys should be selecting your own board, or do you think the commissioners should be selecting?
I think I said that the veterans ought to have their voice. I don't feel like,
So you feel like
nothing against anybody individually. You're a veteran. You two are not veterans, to the best of my knowledge.
Right.
I want somebody that's out here for me that knows what veterans go through and what veterans put up with, representing them. I don't think that somebody that has no clue, and it was kind of obvious, in my opinion, it was kind of obvious when Josh went before the council and they spent more time with him, asking him, Josh, what is your role? What do you do? What is the purpose of the VSO? Where are you at? I've never met you. Oh, but by the way, we want to give you more work, but we're not going to give you no more help or no more money. It's a slap in the face. I feel that these guys need somebody that's a veteran that knows what's going on to represent them. I don't know if everybody knows, but I posted on Facebook, and I stand behind what I said. You need to have, if this board, committee, whatever, one representative at minimum from the VFW, one representative at minimum from the American Legion, Marine Corps League, whatever military organizations is here, they ought to have a voice in it. And then I think everybody else that's on that board or committee ought to be veterans and have an honorable discharge and be from Scott County. That's my opinion.
Well, okay, but I mean, that's what the advisory board is going to do. But what I'm asking is, do you want the commissioners to pick this board?
No, I want veterans to pick who is on this
That's
board.
what I need to know.
I've said it 3 times now. I mean, I'm not trying to be difficult,
No, I
but
just
you know,
want,
the other thing
I
is,
just want to be
Randy,
clear
is
what
the
you're
other
voting.
thing is I haven't seen either one of you 3 really go into detail about what is the purpose and what do you expect out of this advisory board or this advisory committee. You post out here that you're going to create it and you've already done it. Now you just got to figure out, do you three want to appoint or do you three want to let the veterans have a say in it? So you guys got to figure that part out.
We do, and this is preliminary, and that's why we brought this up tonight.
But I really
So
truly
we'll
believe
work through
that
that.
we as veterans ought to have a say in it, whether it's you coming and asking me, you, or whatever, however it is. I feel like the veterans ought to be the ones placing their people in there to represent them, because nobody knows a veteran better than a veteran.
I just wanted you to be no question here that is your vote.
Oh, that's my opinion.
Thank you, Mike.
My name's Roland Collins. Most people know me by Greg. Live out 12 North Napa Road, Lexington. Me and Randy's had several discussions on veterans in this county. And one thing I want to touch on what Mr. Campbell said is, I believe these VSOs need more help, but like he said, as secretary, because one of the biggest complaints that I've seen from other veterans is the inability to return phone calls. And these guys are overwhelmed because there's so many of us. If they did nothing but return phone calls, they wouldn't get anything else done. So they need somebody out there that will make appointments, field those phone calls and make appointments for veterans to get in to see them. What they do on Wednesdays is great, but I'll tell you, I was just there Wednesday. I was just there today. And by the time I got done talking to John, that waiting room was full of other veterans waiting to come in. And it's because they're so overwhelmed, they can't make those phone calls and properly service this county. I'm not really, I do have one question. I don't know, what's the goal of the advisory board? What's our mission?
You guys would meet once a month with the BSO, talk about your grievances and what you guys need to make this department better for you guys. And then anytime that there's a conflict, you guys would come to the commissioners and let us know what you need, what isn't happening, what we need to do to work it out.
I just didn't know if this was just like lack of better terms, an empty gesture. Veterans are so used to getting mouth service. We get it from the government, from the federal government, from state government. We love our vets. We support our vets until it actually comes time to spending money on us. And then it's veterans who, that's been my biggest grievance. I mean, I spent my whole adult life has been in the military. I've had several combat tours. I've been wounded. I've got 2 Purple Hearts, Bronze Star. I get home to be forgotten about. It hurts. And like I said, that passing individual, thank you for your service. It's nice to hear, but when's the last time you actually done something to help with that? Or recognize, the Gulf War thing out here and all the different wars, that's wonderful. But you and I talked about it, I think it was last year, the wreath that was on that was 4 years old. Because nobody could be bothered to put a new wreath on. I know when I was vice commander at the VFW, we put a new wreath out there. But and veterans, the counties as veterans, we hold some responsibility too. We don't get out as much as we should as a group. But maybe this commission or this advisory board will help that. So, but that's my biggest thing is,
That's what we're hoping for.
yeah. That's the big thing. The mission statement. Veterans know what every one of us knows. What's our mission statement? Give us a mission statement, we'll get the job done. So that's why I was trying to verify, this is just something where we talk to them and we come to you and then nothing happens.
Well, I certainly hope not.
Yeah. That's my biggest concern.
And as far as your mission statement, I mean, the people that will be on this board, it's your all's board. So the mission statement needs to be what you guys want it to be, in my eyes.
The only other thing I got to add is, there's one individual that's really interested in being on the board. He couldn't be here tonight. I think quite a few people might know him. His name is James Tibbs. He was the first sergeant at the guard unit here in Scottsburg. He's been in Scott County for years. So, but he's really interested in it. He's a lot smarter than I am. And probably has a little bit. I don't have a lot of free time because of medical conditions going on with me. That's neither here nor there, but I will try to help as much as I can. So whether I'm part of the board or whether I'm just helping the board, I can be one of the grunts, help them run stuff down whenever I got time.
So are you wanting the veterans to?
Yes,
This
veterans should decide who's representing veterans.
Okay. Thank you for stepping up, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
My name's Jerry Bowley. I'm a veteran. I quit using this office in January. I called down and left messages and they didn't return it. So I'm now working at Jackson County. And I think if you appoint a board that you need to go around to some of these other offices and see how they're working and what kind of budget they're working with. Because the girl up there is doing an excellent job. She got me in, got me going on a claim, and they took care of her. Denise was very good. You probably need to bring her back for an advisor with these guys if you need to train them. My address is 1093 North Boswell Road. I grew up in Nab, but I've been in the county here, had a business in the county for the last 50 years, different businesses. But I think it should be veterans that are on the board. And I think they should have some kind of budget to work with. I also think they should have a newsletter that goes out to the veterans and have somebody there that at the very least, answers the phones and keeps a log of it. And, but the girl up, Cindy up at Jackson County would be well worth your time calling and getting some information. You will have to make an appointment. She's busy. But and I didn't realize that the VFW works through, this VFW before worked through Zorn Avenue, VA is what I understand. She works through the VFW, and I didn't know there was any difference or not. And they've got their own lawyers and things that works on cases where I was never advised of that before. So, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be learned. Even I don't know nothing. So, but, I think it needs to be spoken to, okay?
Thank you.
Do you feel like the veterans should pick the board, or do you want the commissioners?
Veterans should pick the board, and they should be listened to. Okay, so, and it wouldn't hurt to have well, I know you have Veterans Day. A lot of us donate food and stuff at that time to some veterans that need it. But veterans need to have some kind of day where they can be heard, even a council meeting or something that they can be heard from. But we've always got complaints, and I know you get tired of hearing.
And this board will be able to approach the commissioners or the council.
Okay, and are they going to have a budget to work with?
Well, that's something you'll have to talk to the council. We're not fiscal.
Okay.
So we're not elected to a fiscal office, so I can't answer.
Well, that's pretty important. And I went out, where is the Veterans Office right now? I've seen it out here.
It's by the hospital.
Well, but you talked a month or two back about moving it into this building.
We are going to. We haven't got this building. This is the only thing we've done with this building so far.
Well, a newsletter, if you have a veteran talking to you, get an address and let whoever's going to do this put newsletters out.
Yeah.
Because us veterans are getting old and we don't hear a lot anymore. So, my wife told me about it this morning, and so I got out here. Okay.
Thank you
Could be
for
the
coming.
goal for 27. Maybe we're looking at that potential move potentially in 27.
1 second.
Yeah.
Do you have somebody answering the phones out there now? What?
Actually, today, Miss, you want to talk?
Maybe at the end.
Okay. Miss.
I'll take it.
Huh?
What's the question? I'll take it.
No, it wasn't a question. I thought Jonathan was wanting to say something. I thought, but actually starting today, Miss Berta Barrett volunteered to come in, like, I think 3 days a week
Well, there's no,
to start answering the phones. But now I want everybody to understand, because of HIPAA, don't tell her your health problems. She can just schedule you times.
Yeah.
Because she is not a veteran, and she cannot hear your health
well,
problems.
I just think somebody, a newsletter would help if you send it directly to veterans. That would cost a little bit of money, but it would be, you would hear a lot more from the veterans and know what's going on with them. Because, a lot of papers don't even get to us in the county anymore. I don't know when mine comes in. I think mine's normally Scottsburg, but I get Jackson County too. And, but a newsletter would probably be read by all and get some information you need.
1 second on that. Jonathan, do you guys have a budget for mailing?
We do. It's small. So I have no idea how much it would cost to send out for advertising to every veteran in the county. So that may be something we have to look into.
There's
Okay.
also a manpower issue there as well. If we take time away from claims and answering phones and answering emails to do that, then we're further back on.
Again, that could
I
be
didn't know if
something
you
with a
volunteered
for
to
the
do
board.
But
There might be something volunteer on the
But
board.
couldn't the council here send a newsletter if they wrote it up? Could that be done?
I'm sorry?
Couldn't the council secretary or something write up a new, like a postcard and send it to the veterans if they write up what they need?
Well, unfortunately,
Can't entertain.
it would be nice, yes, but in government, in budgets, everything has its slot that you gotta pull that money from.
I know.
And I can't answer your question as to what slot that would be. So
Well, I just think it's an important thing.
That's a good idea.
I agree. I agree.
That's a good idea.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Jacob Holloway, 6037 North Jack Morgan Road in Austin. I just retired from the military after 21 years of service last October. I agree with a lot of these guys. I was trying to get a claim, start my VA disability claim and everything like that. I waited till the end of my career to do that. And it was hell because they are so overwhelmed. I went to Jackson County. I tried for a year and a half to get in, get claims going, and couldn't. I went to Jackson County in April. I've already settled my disability claim. So these two do need some help. A volunteer is not going to suffice. You volunteer out of kindness heart, and I hope that she does a great job. But at the same time, hey, if something comes up, I'm only a volunteer. I'll go do this. I'll go do that. And then that starts falling to the wayside. That needs to be a paid job to help them two out, answer the phone calls. And hey, now you've solved how your manpower for somebody doing letters, sending out emails, helping these two out. She don't have to do the claims. She can do the grunt work behind. Because heck, everybody knows in the military, you have a support system. These two are the infantry out in front leading the way, and she's back there taking care and supporting, or he, whoever that full-time secretary may or may not be. Also, as far as the advisory board, the veterans should pick their own advisory board because as far as the government goes, I don't trust you all to do anything for me as a veteran. So last thing I need is your buddy and your buddy telling us what our opinions are. So we should be able to get our own advisors, elect our own advisors. I think that should be done when in concurrent to the election system. So everybody's already out there. Hey, this is a sidebar just for the elections, just for the veterans. That way you actually have a turnout, because I'll guarantee you most of the veterans in here actually go and actually vote. So, and that'd be how you get a turnout to find out who that board is and things of that nature. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you.
Jacob, what was your last name?
Holloway.
Oh,
I guess it's my turn. I don't live in Scott County, but I watch Facebook. I am Christopher Bowensberry. I have a nonprofit called the Veteran Army of Decatur County. I watch Facebook in all the counties in the state of Indiana. And this is the reason why. Because Facebook has blown up over these things. Multiple comments of no answer, no answer, no answer, door locked on days that it's open. Okay? That's why I'm here. Not only that, this advisory board, I've seen the advisory board that's being picked or not picked by the veterans. One thing I will say on that, it's already been talked about, is basically they say the veterans are going to pick the board. Okay? The head of the board's already been picked. That's not the veterans picking the board. He said the VSO. See the head of the board?
no,
Okay, I just want to make that clear because it was said that the VSO was going to handle that. So the head of the board is going to be whoever they pick is going to
the
be. The board,
VSO
correct?
is the head of the department.
So they're going to fall under the VSO?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
The advisory
that's-
board will meet with the VSO and they will talk about what you guys, the veterans need.
It's a completely
and
separate
work
board
with the
from
VSO to make sure it
VSO.
happens.
Completely separate board from the VSO. They just meet and then talk to the VSO. What they need.
Exactly.
I just wanted to clarify that because it was the understanding what was said that the VSO was the head of the board. I just wanted to clarify.
Sorry if I made that. No.
Well, it's being recorded, so I just want to clarify. Okay. Now, how many veterans in here do Facebook that are older? How many veterans do Facebook that are older? Not very many. Not very many. The reason why they need some kind of letter sent to them. The advisory board should have something to take care of that. We're working on it in Decatur County because there's a lot of older veterans. American Legion, VFWs, they're slowly dwindling down. We can't get the younger guys in. The reason why is because we're trying to get rid of the drinking stuff. We're trying to get rid of the whole drinking pattern. It's become a problem with all of us veterans that been in combat. Okay? So it's dwindling down. Nobody wants to join because it's not a drinking thing anymore. And that's what they want it to be. The older generation is still a drinking club. They don't want to change it. It is what it is. I wish the younger guys would still come in and we can make it more of a family thing. It is what it is. So I'm not part of this county. I can't make the decision on what you guys do. But what you guys have said here, you got to make it work for you. And you got to be willing to step up because all you guys in this room are a part of this. And you got to make it work for you. It's not them. You got to make it work for you as a veteran. You got to help. You guys are the veterans. Okay? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Last one here. My name's Tim Craycraft. I live at 215 East York in Austin. And I've been up here a little over 3 years now. Dealt with a lot of the VSOs. I haven't been lately because of the issues. I don't think it's their fault. My question would be the funding, I believe, comes from the state of Indiana, correct? For the VSOs through the VA? That's where they get their paycheck. That is what decides their manning, correct?
Some of it, yes.
All right, so what is the county going to do to help? Because one of the reasons why I quit going is the same thing they're telling you. No return on phone calls, doors locked, nobody's there. And it has to do, I don't know if anybody in this room has anything to, that to even do about that. And by the way, the veterans should pick their advisory board. So get that out of the way. But that was my question. What is actually going to be done in funding wise to supplement them? Because if we wait on the state, if you wait on the VA, nothing will get done. And like the gentleman said earlier, it's just lip service. So that's kind of where we're at, I think, is where's this money going to come from?
Well, to answer your question, I cannot answer that. I don't.
Okay.
We are not the fiscal body.
Right.
of the county. Real quick,
We do get grant money. It's not enough to cover everything, but we do get grant money.
okay, do you know how much that grant money is?
Cannot tell you for right now.
I would volunteer any help to help you get grants. I've been
Okay.
retired, so I've got time. I've actually got some connections. I've got a good connection up in Fort Wayne that works with the VA up there and may be able to help us out. So I would volunteer that. So that was my big thing is on the funding. How was that going to go? And we do need someone to answer the phones over there. That's all there is to it.
I just can't answer you where that money
Right.
would come from, what bucket that'd be pulled from.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Actually, Mike
Sir,
told me something I didn't know tonight, and it was
12.8.
$12.8 million was coming into the county. See, I don't even know that.
Can't get somebody to answer the phone.
Well, that's,
That's
Okay.
money that comes
To the veterans.
That's
Okay.
money that's coming back to the veterans.
Pension, disability.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Okay.
sir, can you tell me your name?
Tim, Craig Travers, CRAY, CRAFP.
Okay, I'm glad I asked you because that was not.
I'll give you my number when we get off.
Thank you.
Did you say that grant was that comes for the veterans?
I'm
How
sorry.
much- I do not have that number with me, but I can get it.
She
for you.
doesn't have it, she says.
Okay. I didn't hear.
Please.
Good afternoon. My name's Ken Mattingly. I live at 148 Rice Street in Austin. I am the current commander for the last 2 years for the VFW in Austin. I also work for LifeSprings as a mental health therapist, and I also work for the Department of Indiana on their mental health advisory board. I was in the military 24 years. I worked with the Warrior Transition Battalion out at Fort Knox, where we worked tirelessly to transition military into civilian life, working hand in hand with the VA. After I did that, I moved over to be the Command Sergeant Major for Ireland Army Hospital at Fort Knox, where again, we worked with making sure that everybody was taken care of. I agree with everything that's been said here today, that veterans need to be taking care of their veteran business. I think that it's important for veterans to be involved and to have a say. There's a lot of things that's happening that a lot of them don't even understand is happening. In July, there was a bill passed by the state of Indiana that allowed veterans to have a property tax break on homesteads. I don't think that most veterans know anything about that. I have stopped using this VSO up here. I go to Clark County, and it took me longer to drive to Clark County than it did for me to get seen and go to the auditors and file my paperwork. I was in and out in 15 minutes from the time I signed in, sat down with the VSO in Indiana, in Clark County, and walked over to the auditors and turned in my piece of paper. Took me longer to drive there.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
How many people was in the office?
There was two in there when I went today.
Two?
They have three full-time VSOs
Okay.
that work there, but they also have a larger county that they go through. I understand that Scott County is a little bit smaller
Because I've
compared to
never
Clark.
been to any of these. I wanted to see if other counties do have more VSOs.
Yeah, they have three. They actually even have a little automated sign-in kiosk where you go in, write your name while you're there, put you in a queue to be seen by the VSO, and it was a walk-in, 15 minutes in and out. So I think that there's room for improvement. I also know that it is very tricky to work with the VA. There's a lot of ins and outs, and I don't envy their job. I understand that there's a lot of requirements to be an accredited VSO. It's not something that just anybody can do. I do think there's a lot of room for improvement. I don't understand why we can't get VSOs to come out to the Legion or to the VFW on a Saturday or something and set up like a mobile identification card set, because a lot of them won't go to the VSO. One, because they're elderly. They're not going to want to sit and wait for 5-6 hours. They do get frustrated easy because it is very frustrating. It's very frustrating when you call 5 or 6 times and you don't get an answer back. Not saying that's what happens, but I understand that, it takes time to work on these things. You know, your claim doesn't go through in a matter of weeks. Sometimes it's years. And, you know, a lot of the red tape of getting additional documentation, making sure that you have all the paperwork in order. So I just believe that it would be a great benefit to Scott County if we do have a veterans board that was governed by veterans. I would like to say I wouldn't mind sitting on that board. As the VFW commander, we struggled for 2 or 3 years. And at one point in time, we thought we were going to have to close down because, as the gentleman said, the younger generation doesn't come out anymore. They don't. The average age of my post is around 75, 76 years old. All the time I hear 20 years ago, this place was packed. Yep, 20 years ago, Vietnam veterans were in their 50s and they didn't have really a place to go. So how do we crack that? I don't know. But I do think that the more visibility we shine on veterans issue, the more people are going to be able to be aware and understand what they're allowed and what they have earned and what our country has given to them. And I think a lot of our veterans have no clue of half the stuff that they're eligible for. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Robert O'Donnell. I live at 2170 North Shea Road in Lexington. When I came before you 490 days ago to beg you to keep Denise Vaughn as the VSO for Scott County, and I gave you all the reasons why. I talked and I talked and I talked. I told you I believe the number was 13 million at the time of what she was bringing into the county. This piece of paper right here lists the counties in our area. It says $12,056. It also lists all the other counties, Washington, Jackson, Jennings, Jefferson. They're talking about I don't know what that means for sure, but there's more money coming into Scott County than the rest of them around us. So how come they get better service there than we do here? I'm not kicking mud at anybody. I'm just telling you that if you have 2 people in the office and they're not doing the same amount of work that one person was, then maybe they need some more training on how to do the job, the ins and outs. When you went to see Denise, before you could tell her all your issues, she was already getting out the form that you needed and typing in the computer and calling people and saying, hey, I got this guy, he needs this. She was a spitfire. She's going to be hard to replace, no matter who you put in there. You guys would not listen then. You said it's up to the council. When I go to the council, they tell me there's a money issue. You guys told me there was a money issue. Come on, fellas. You're getting paid to take care of the people of Scott County. All of them, not just the veterans, everybody. The bickering back and forth has got to stop, fellas. I don't care if you guys hate each other. When you're in here, when you're on Facebook, you got to pretend like you like each other because we voted you into office to work together for everybody in the county. This backstabbing, talking behind each other's back has got to quit. You got to take care of the people who need taken care of. The fact that it's not being done is incredible. I said that when I applied for the job and you picked Denise over me, I was a little offended until I seen what a great job she was doing, and then I was happy that you did that. That was a great choice because she was the right person for the job. She's not here anymore. You got to back up. You got to punt on 3rd down. You got to figure out how to go forward. The office, I don't care who's in there. I don't care if they're a veteran or not. Somebody's got to be at that desk to make appointments for somebody. And somebody's got to be in there at least 8 hours a day, 5 days a week to help the people in this county. It can't be a catch as catch can, sorry, we're busy, we can't help you. The VSOs are required to help anybody that comes to them for service. It doesn't have to be Scott County, and Denise was helping people from all the other counties. She was recommended. People were fighting to get here to get her to help them. Generals who were retiring came to Denise to get them to do her to do their packages. You have to listen to what we tell you. And now you're telling us that you want an advisory board from the military to give you advice. Are you going to listen to the advice when we give it to you? Are you going to say, oh, we can't do it because the word you used was dire straits. The county's in dire straits. Well, I think they found, what was it, $3.5 million? How can you not know where $3.5 million is? I don't care if it's your job or not. If you're elected in this county, somebody should be reporting to somebody and showing you where the money's at. Somebody should be double checking that. They should be doing audits. There should be a forensic audit done on this county by the FBI or somebody, because $3.5 million is a lot of money. And you're telling me we can't afford to pay VSOs more money so we keep them? We can't afford to get 2 VSOs and a secretary in that office to keep them, and there's $3.5 million that's now going to be wasted because we got to pay for money that we borrowed because we didn't think we had money? I don't understand, gentlemen, and I hope we're still friends when this is over, but I expect better. That's what I got.
Robert,
Thank you, Rob.
do you think that, you never did let us know, do you want the veterans to vote, or do you want the?
I think every veterans service in the county, the American Legion, VFW, the Marine Corps League, should be appointed the opportunity to place somebody. I don't think anybody should be forced to be on the committee, but they should have the opportunity to put someone on the committee. And I think a committee of 5 would be perfect. That way you don't have a tie vote on anything. And I don't care where they come from. And like the gentleman before me said, I'm willing to serve in any capacity that my county needs.
Anybody else? Please.
I do agree with him on, the office needs to be open 5 days a week. It cannot be run 3 days and they switch days and things around. They have something going on in January. It needs to be open 5 days a week. If they stagger their hours, where somebody's in there 5 days a week, it would be much better than both of them working the same day. You know, and then the secretary, you know, she may only be in there 6 to 8 hours or whatever hours before, but it needs to be well thought out. And like I said, you need to talk to Jackson County, and you need that flyer for the veterans, because if they get a flyer, they're notified of what they should come in. If they don't get a flyer, we never know anything if we're not on Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I know the VA in Louisville sends out a postcard every time I have an appointment. They also call me 1 or 2 times before that, or send a text. I know that's expensive, but we're talking about Scott County. My dad was a veteran for 2.5 years in World War II. He never got much out of it. He turned 75 when he first knew anything about the VA. I was probably 20 years ago before I really realized that you could go to the veteran and get some kind of benefit. My brother, his Marine officer, told him where to go from the beginning. But a lot of us never got told anything other than get the hell out of here. You know, and I just think we need more people telling and explaining it. There's a lot of it, especially the older people, as myself.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you just 1 second, please.
Yeah.
I want to comment on something, mainly because Mr. O'Donnell brought it up. And I know I've already said this once, but guys, I want you to understand this something here. The commissioners here are trying to make this better. Now, and we want you to have a voice. That's why the whole point of bringing this board is up, you know. As far as the niche goes, there you are. You did come to us, and we did tell you to go to the council. Robert, we cannot tell that council what to do. And I know you don't want to hear the bickering, but they don't care about a thing about what we say. That's a fact. That's not bickering. That's the truth. Now, if you don't want to hear the truth, I understand. But a lot of people claim that they want transparency. Well, transparency is transparency, whether or not it's something you want to hear or not. Okay? And so that's what you hear on the bickering. You know, I'm the one who brought up that we had $3.5 million. I did that before, and everybody kept saying that I was causing trouble and the rift in the county, but nobody wanted to hear it. But suddenly everybody wanted to hear it when they heard their taxes was going to go up. So I'm getting off on a different tangent. We can sit here and say that we want Denise to have a raise. Matter of fact, I believe we did. But it's up to the council to give that raise. If that's the job you guys elected them to do. Now, I don't know whether or not there's enough money to add another person in that office. But I can tell you this, we could vote on that and we can say, yes, we want another person in that office. But then it's up to the council to fund that position. That's just how the government works. And I hope you don't think I'm trying to be disrespectful. I know that everybody is fired up, and I want to make sure everybody understands how the government works on this. So, as far as, are we going to listen to you with the advisory board? Well, it was our idea to have the advisory board. And I'm not just doing that so I can have 7 people scream at me. So I just want, before that was become an escalated thing tonight and everybody kept going with that route. I just want to get that clear. So go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
2 questions and 1 comment. Christopher Bonesberry again, Decatur County Veteran Army. First one, little caveat of what you just said. If the commissioners in the county wants a position, they'll find the money. Number 1. I know that to be a fact.
If you can get them both to agree.
I've done this for many, many years. If they want a position, they'll find the money.
If you can get them both to agree, absolutely right.
Well, it's for the benefit of the county or the veterans. You have to work together, and I think that's what Mr. O'Donnell was getting at. We have to put our differences aside every day because there's people out here that we don't align with, but we have to work with, or we have to be around. And in order to do that, you got to swallow a little bit of pride, Randy. JR's got to swallow a lot of pride. And you guys have got to come together because our children and our grandchildren is what's watching what you guys are doing. And I think the world loves you. I do. But you guys are, I live my life as much as everybody else in here has, but our children is what's going to suffer by watching you guys bicker back and forth, whether it's, and I know how it is, but I think what he was getting at is you got to work together for the better in this situation with the veterans, but the overall picture is the betterment of the county, because we're only here for a short time. Your jobs and your positions should leave, when you leave, better than what you got. The same as my job in life is to leave things better for my children than it was when I got it.
I understand.
And one way we can fix that.
But I want to throw something back.
Run and sit up there. Run and sit up there. If we don't like the way they're done, we voted them in, run and sit up there. Okay? Run and get up in that position. That's how I do it.
I need to throw something back at you just for a minute on that. To think about.
The what?
Just something to think about. I'm only one person. I only have 1 vote. So when I ask for something and they don't give it.
Okay.
But wait a minute, let me finish. Mike, please let me finish for 1 second. I'll let you talk. If we make this board, now there's 7 people also going to the council. It's not just Randy Julian asking for it.
No, there's going to be more. Veterans got to come together. August 11th.
Agreed.
6 o'clock. I think we've led this room again, and we hold the council to the same standards that we're going to hold you guys to for the veterans.
Agreed.
And not just veterans, but the county-wide.
But the whole ordeal behind this board, which is why I'm trying to create, is just so everybody can face these people and get the answers they want. I can get out here and I can get on Facebook and I can try to explain to everybody. And let me tell you something, I have to explain it.
I don't know.
But if we create this board, it's not just Randy Julian anymore going to somebody and having to work with somebody. It's you guys too. You have a voice.
They realize when you get veterans, so with NERD, it's not going to end well for those guys. And it's not a threat in no means. I don't want to sound like we're threatening anybody. But we'll be the biggest pain that these guys have seen.
I hope so.
I am.
I mean, yeah, I mean, look at the money. I mean, technically, if you look at the paper, it breaks down, it's almost like $13.6 million between veteran compensation and what comes to their spouses. That comes back to Scott County. Out of that money, we have to pay our lives, do our everyday stuff. So, you know, somebody's made a comment, what if 10% or 20%? It's way more than 20% of $13 million that is coming back into this county. We're spending. We pay our utilities, we buy our groceries, we buy our gas. We do everything right here in Scott County for the most part. Out of our money that we get, out of that $13 million. So for the county to say that, you know, I'm pretty sure there's almost 12 or 1,300 veterans that walk through that office. This paper that Robert and I had shows that the niece has a BSO. And like I said, these guys will get it. She said the bar real high. Her and Tom both. They both done a phenomenal job. Nobody's disputing that. At this point now, we got to get behind these guys to make sure that they can do their job. And you guys have got to make sure that they're able to do their job as well.
The two questions that I remembered that I didn't ask when I was up here. I know they don't know because we've already asked questions they don't know either. How many veterans are in Scott County? 1,589.
As of 2025.
As of 2025, okay. I mean, that's good. It's 1,589.
Thank you, Josh. Been waiting for 3 years for that.
Okay, that's one thing that everybody needs to know. 1,589 veterans in Scott County. How many veterans do you guys service a day?
It depends. I mean, we try to take 2 appointments per day,
For claims.
for claims.
Two
That's a very
appointments
different thing than
per
property
person or-
taxes and license, but like there's a ton of things that we do that we knock out 10 or 12 people a day. But claims,
Yeah, I'm
because
talking
we practice
service.
veterans law, have to be handled much differently.
Okay.
But 10 or 12 is what we're saying.
The reason why I ask that is because you have less than 1,600 veterans in your county. Okay? I'm for Decatur County. I work hand in hand with the BSO. I'm not a BSO. He does the stuff inside the office. I do the stuff outside the office for him. So I basically do what you guys are trying to create. We have 1,600 veterans in Decatur County. That's just in Decatur County. But we service veterans outside our county because they can't get people to help them outside the county because they're having the same issue you guys are having here. They can't get the help. They can't get people to do the paperwork they need. So they're coming to our county. We have one BSO for 1,600 veterans. You guys have two. So maybe the board needs to go over to that office and see what's actually happening there because you guys have no clue what's going on. Maybe go check it out. Our commissioners did. They went in there to see what takes place every day in that office. They sat in there for 2 days just to see the work that they actually do, to get a firsthand look of what actually takes place in there. That way you will know for sure whether they need help or not. You're going to know firsthand. The only thing you know is the people call and nobody's answering the phone.
So you're assuming we don't.
Have you?
I talked to.
Have you went in
If
that
you want
office?
my
and said-
answer, you have to let me answer.
Okay.
I do contact Jonathan quite often, don't I, John?
Contact.
By phone. Yes,
Have
I
you went
do.
into the office
This
and
is-
see what they do on a
Sir,
daily
this is a
basis?
part-time job.
Yeah.
This is not, we get paid $20,000 a year.
Then you're in it for the wrong reason, because it's not your heart.
No,
These veterans out here,
No.
they don't
What I am
get
telling
a little
you-
bit of money.
what I'm telling you is, I have bills, I have a house, I have to eat, other things come. I cannot just go there. So that's why it's a phone call. Okay?
The money you
Now-
make as a VSO doesn't pay your bills very much, does it? Because you don't get paid very much, do you?
Now that I've answered that,
But
I
you
would like to
should.
address the next thing. I am not a VSO. I do not have the first idea how long a claim should take. So how would that help me?
Have you asked him?
Or you could ask me as a veteran.
You have a veteran on your board.
Well,
But
There you go.
I do know this.
maybe
I didn't just
that's the
come
one that
here.
needs to be helped.
I didn't just come here because I know what's going on Facebook. I do my research. I do know that you have issues with each other. And if you can't walk into this room and see that, because you two are sitting like this, he's sitting all the way over there.
Well,
I did my research.
We do have issues.
And if you look me up, you'll see.
Mr. Berry, thank you for your comment. Do we have anybody else from Scott County?
The only thing that he has said is telling me, shutting me down because I'm
No,
actually
I'm
truthful.
just, we've listened. Now we're getting away from what
Yeah,
we're.
we
here
have a
about.
lot of veterans here.
Carl,
We have
please.
another
Thank
meeting.
you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you,
Okay, my name's Carl Owens. I live at 1098 Emerald Drive, Scottsburg, Indiana. What I've got to say, you don't know, I've been here for Denise several times. And you sat right there and told us that other people needed a raise as good as she did, but they didn't say nothing about the 33.5 million money that you had and let her go. I was in the middle of a claim. There was nobody here, so I go to Brownstown, a girl over named Cindy. And she took care of me. She said, send any veteran that you want, send them to me. So she calls me and she says, I will come to the American Legion and explain everything to the people there. And they could come to me anytime they want to. She come to the American Legion out of Jackson County and told the veterans, said, you need us. And I'm not saying nothing against these guys because there's a lot to this. I know you got to learn. And, you know, they're going to do a good job. But they got to get trained. Somebody's got to come in there. I don't know if Denise would come back and train them, but Denise, besides Jim Jones, Denise is the best thing this county ever had. And you know, that's all I got to say, but,
If I was her, I wouldn't come back unless they gave me more money.
huh?
If I was her, I wouldn't come back unless they gave me more money.
I don't think she'll come back, but,
Why would she scratch their back?
but Denise was a benefit for this county. But nobody had no money, and then they come up with $3.5 million. I mean, that's kind of sad.
That wasn't for veterans. That wasn't for veterans. That was for the county. 3.5 million.
Well, they could have borrowed it or something, that's all I can tell you. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Carl.
Carl. So the board, how do you think the board should be?
I think the veterans should pick the board.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sergeant Collins. Oh,
Thank you.
this gentleman in the black hat, he's gone to get up a few times.
Go ahead.
My name's Jay Bell, and I'm very grateful to be a resident of Scott County. I was not born here, was not born in this state, but I am a veteran, which means I'm an American. And like so many veterans, we learned a very valuable lesson that you kind of got to do it hands-on, and that's freedom isn't free. Yeah, we can't squeeze water out of a rock. And if you spend any time with these two gentlemen right here, you're going to know that it's not for not wanting or trying. I've been through a lot. I know a lot of people have. But thank God these two were here because it was a safety net. I don't know who is in charge of giving these gentlemen help. But I know that it's desperately needed for the veterans. I'm very grateful that you guys decided to help. We just don't have enough volunteers. And yes, it might benefit to have some more veterans on the board, but you know, our commander-in-chief, he's not a veteran. Presidents typically aren't. But we still serve them proudly, and I'm very grateful for the time and effort you guys have done and will continue to do. I think the biggest picture here, why everybody's here, is we all care. We just want to help. You guys want to help? I know you guys got better things to do, but you're here. I heard you're voluntary, right? You're just part-time?
Yeah, we're part-time.
Often with stress and workloads, it's easy to get off track on what the mission is. There's conflict everywhere, coworkers, it's just part of it. But what is far more important is the mission at hand. Now, I've been hearing a lot of numbers. I'm not really a numbers guy. I don't really care what other counties are doing, okay? But when someone needs help, they need help. I absolutely love this county. I've lived in all four corners of the U.S. I've seen countless third world countries. And it terrifies me when I got to think about it. I don't know who's in charge of helping these guys. But their role is more than just filing claims, helping out folks that need some help, paperwork. It's much more than that. And I understand this is a fiscal thing that keeps coming up. I ask of you if you could all maybe give me 30 seconds of your time and explain to us individually, not as a group, what you guys got together and agreed upon. Moving forward now, could you please explain to this veteran community some options we might have available to help these gentlemen out?
So the only thing that we can do is suggest to the council, or we can pass, a resolution that we want another person, but then it's going to go through the council.
And the council or mayor and so forth, right?
Just the council.
The commissioning council, you guys, is that right?
Yeah, we're commissioners. All right, so we're the executive body.
Yes, sir.
We decide how the county runs. The council, they're the fiscal. They decide whether or not we can afford it.
Yes, sir.
City council?
I'm sorry?
Is that the city council?
County council. County council. I'm sorry, I couldn't tell where the voice was coming from.
It definitely sounds like the majority of our concerns need to be directed towards county council. Would you agree?
I'm sorry?
It sounds like the majority of the concerns this evening should be directed at the county council. Would you agree with that? Because all I'm hearing is money.
Well, tonight was just supposed to be about whether or not you guys wanted to pick your board
Roger.
or you wanted the commissioners to be here.
Yes, sir.
And I strongly believe that you guys should be able to pick you guys should be able to pick your own board.
Unfortunately, it sounds like you've become the.
But in trying, for me to try to go to the council to get them help, I need more people behind me.
You mean you need more signatures?
No, I need more faces in the crowd looking, and that's what this board's about.
Yes, sir.
Because this board will represent all of you. Now, when this happens, all of you guys are welcome to come in. You don't have to be on that board to show your face.
Yes, sir.
But it requires a little bit of pressure sometimes, doesn't it, John? John here is a member of the council.
Thank you, John.
And John does a pretty good job. Often
And he's a veteran.
he speaks up against a lot of stuff. So the gentleman back here to you with the, you might not want me to point him out.
John White, right here.
John White. He used to be a member of the council.
I appreciate your time.
John, do you want to explain? Because Mr. O'Donnell and Mike made their comment. Do you want to explain you firsthand, opposite person? You've been on the council.
I don't even know where to start. First of all, any of you know me, I can speak on about 2 sentences before my mouth is there. I can't help it.
Come on up the podium.
When Denise Vaughn left, this is one that's truly pissing me off, is they act like the council run Denise Vaughn off. I personally tried to work with Denise Vaughn. She come in, she was having trouble at home. And she come to us, first demanded about a $70,000 raise that we didn't have. Well, we tried to work reasonably with her, and she come in and said, fuck this, I quit. Now, I'm not gonna beg nobody to stay and try to help us. I'll try my damnedest to get you guys on.
I'm on agreement with you. We know.
All right, so
Is
that's it for me to.
right now, I think it's maybe a good time. Jonathan, would you guys mind to maybe make a couple of comments? And then if nobody else that hasn't spoke yet doesn't want to address the crowd and the board, we'll wrap it up.
Hello. My name is Joshua Balfman. I live on State Road 356 between Lexington and Scottsburg. I've lived here for 5 years. I'm formerly from Clark County. I just wanted to take a minute to address a couple of things. One, I do think that veterans should choose their own board. I think that they should have a voice in the county that helps to decide how the county deals with veteran-related issues, first and foremost. The second thing I want to address is Denise was a saint. She's brilliant, and she's a hard worker. Denise is the reason I have my claims filed. And I don't know where I would be right now if it weren't for Denise financially. Having said that, there were just as many times that Denise stood in here and said that she needed more people, that the office needed more resources. This problem that Jonathan and I are trying to bring to everyone's attention is not new. No. We just happen to be the current stewards of the office that has the exact same problem that it's had at least for the last 5 or 6 years. I think Tom, Denise, Jonathan, and myself 3 times on Friday last week have all mentioned the office is understaffed. We have an inability to meet the volume and the needs of Scott County veterans. And it has nothing to do with anything else other than staff. Now, comparing us to Denise is kind of like comparing apples to Teslas. Like, there's just no comparison. Denise has been doing this for a ridiculous number of years. The gals over in Jefferson County have been doing this for 20 years. Of course they're good at it, right? John's been doing it for a year. He just got his accreditation in January when there was only one person in the office. I haven't even gotten my accreditation yet. I just got back from Indianapolis today from getting my fingerprint. I still got an FBI background check I have to do and more training. But I'm there to support John in any way that I can. Some of you all have met me when you come to the office. I can file your property taxes. I can help you in any other way. The claims filing is still going to fall to John. And if we have a veteran in our office who is discussing trauma or a very serious issue, we're not going to ask them to stop explaining themselves for a second so that we can take a phone call. If someone's beating on the front door and we've got someone crying in the office because they're reliving trauma as part of their claim, we're not going to ask them to pause so we can go check the door. Outside of that, I have nothing else to add.
Well, I'll say, Ron Higgins, Ron's title is what, Southern Indiana, Southeast Indiana?
Yeah, Southeast District Service Officer.
Okay, and I see Ron from time to time all over Southern Indiana. And I know he's a great resource. I know he's been out to the office because he's updated me on certifications and things that you guys need and have completed. So we appreciate his involvement down here in Scott County as well. Again, folks, we understand that there's a need to improve that office. There's no question. That's why that we've taken the steps tonight to bring everybody in to talk about this and try to move forward with it. At the end of the day, we're asking you to help us make that office better. And we feel like this is a good start. We know that's not perfect out there. We talk about funding. We talk about all these things. It's a work in progress, right? But we can't score until we get on first base, right? So we've got to continue to work and, formulate something that makes sense, that works. And then every time that we encounter an issue here and there, the board's working. They're working with the VSO and the officer and the department out there and the help, because there's going to be needs that come up that, somebody said, well, you're not in the offices. That's right. You guys live this world. You know what you need. Okay. I do a line of work that you don't know what I need. Right. So we all have a different path here. That's why we're asking you to help us. Let's make this office the best it can be. We'll formulate a board. When needs arise, everybody's working together. And I think it's, we're going to take this a step at a time. I think the first step of this, though, is to formulate a board. And we appreciate you guys taking the interest and coming in tonight and sharing your concerns with us. I mean, it's valuable. It really is. And we are listening to that. But I think this is a good first step. If anybody needs anything, please reach out to us. Please reach out to the office. We'll continue to, take the next step and get this board formulated, and we'll get to work.
Can we expect a timeline?
Sure.
When is this going to come about? Are you guys talking this now and we're going to stop, or is this something that's going to move like in the next week, 2 weeks, a year, 10 years? I mean,
well, I don't know why it needs to wait or be put on hold. I think Randy's been tallying up. Everybody's come up. I think the popular opinion is the veterans want to form their own board, right? Have that control of it. We've already worked on putting the language together for the Scott County Board. I think we talked about 7 members.
The commissioners have already adopted that.
Yeah, we've already adopted resolutions. Right now, we've already adopted resolution to form the board. Right now, this is just about how we're going to select the board.
okay.
I would say you guys can meet anytime you'd like.
Historically, there's usually, the council has a couple appointments, the commissioners have a couple appointments. The city has a couple like that. That's how things are normally done. That's how every board is done. We have decided to do, and because we have created this board, we are deciding to do this one different. Because this is a kind of a special board to us.
And again, I'm appreciative that you guys are going to the point where you guys are allowing us to have this and allow us, I mean, we're the thing, like I said, the veterans is what needs to be on this board, it's no question. And I'm sure everybody in here feels the same.
Yeah, I mean, so to answer your question, Mike, I mean, you know, if you guys wanted to set a meeting, or we could call to help you formulate that. I mean, we could call for a meeting anytime this month. If you guys wanted to meet here, we could accommodate that when this room is available and open. We'd certainly could accommodate a night where you guys could come in here and talk if that's what you'd like to do. Well, but again, it's your board, but we're here to help you put it together.
Robert?
I think the chief complaint that I've heard over the last year or so is the non-availability. And it has to be ran like a business. You can't say you got the front door locked to the business because somebody's in the back office having a meeting. The front door has to be open during open hours. You need to come in there and have somebody sit there. I don't care if you got to hire from a temp service or get a volunteer to write down your information, so they can contact you when they're available for an appointment, so you can go on when it's your turn to be in the back office. You can't run a business if you're not open. And I'm not, that might be their fix for right now, but it ain't the fix. It's got to be adjusted to work from 9 to 5 or 9 to 5:30. I don't care what it is, certain hours, 5 days a week, you got to be able to go to the Veteran Service Office and at least tell them that you need seen for whatever, and give them your contact information so they can contact you when they have an open appointment. So you can go at your appointed time, walk in there, and they're ready to see you. Not every day, won't let you in, won't open the door, you rings one time, you leave a voicemail, and you never hear back. And I hear this from several different people, so I believe it to be true. And that's not a way to run a business. And that's the way it has to be ran, or you're not going to take care of people if you're not running it like a business.
We agree. And to second that a little bit, whatever you guys come up as far as meeting structures once a month, however you guys want to put that in place, I think would be our goal is for our office to be at that meeting, right? So they have a seat in your meeting. So any type of grievances, complaints, helpful comments, obviously we want that. Anything to make us better. We want our office to be a part of that meeting as well. So it's not just your group alone talking about improvements. Our folks will be there at your assigned meeting and be listening to those complaints to help make us better and be a better office as you're talking.
I'd like to add what you were saying.
Yeah.
Randy said a couple of times, you can present that to the council. I think the council should be part of that meeting too. They should be able to look us in the face and like, hey, this is why we're not getting any money.
100%.
But, I'm disappointed that the mayor is not here. I'm thankful that at least John showed up from the council. But John's a hell of a man. I don't care if he's a Democrat.
Yeah, I overlook it all the time, but I like him.
That's what I'm saying. Local government should be involved, not just you guys, because you guys can only do so much. And it's really easy to say no when you're not staring, but it's really easy to say no. You're not actually looking at that guy that's been holding on by hair and you can't get the help he needs because the funding's not there.
Yeah, well, that's a trend.
So I honestly think I'll make a challenge that Helen mayor should be here, Austin's mayor should be here, the county council, the county commission, everybody, if they love us and support us, then we should be.
Good point, Greg.
Yep.
Good point.
So, Mike, to answer your question, I'd say, actually, I'm ready to bring it to a vote tonight to agree to let the veterans decide. I'm trying to bring it to a vote to let the veterans decide.
I'd like the rest of the commissioners.
Name's Daniel Lovegrove. I'm a veteran. Live at 3799 South Edwards Lane, Scottsburg. It's actually out closer to Lexington. But I've listened to the question repeatedly.
I'm sorry, my turn to talk to me.
I've listened to the question repeatedly. Who do you think should pick the council or the committee or whatever you're calling this? You had to know walking in here tonight that every veteran's going to say that the veterans are going to pick it. What's your plan to let the veterans pick it? Are they going to have to run election? Are they going to have to run for office? We got to get campaign money? Or should the 3 veterans organizations in this county send someone up? How does the commissioners decide that they need 7? Where did 7 come from? Why does it take 7 to advise 3 people?
There's always, on most of our boards, we could make it 5, but on most of our boards, there's 7 members.
I suggest that the American Legion send somebody, let them pick who they send. The VFW send somebody to be on the committee, let them pick who they send. The Marine Corps League send a representative, then let the commissioners appoint one, and the county council appoint one. That would put together 5. You have the 3 organizations put somebody on the board, then the commissioners put somebody on the board, and then the council put somebody on the board. But asking them and holding this meeting to see who should be on the board, biggest waste of time I've seen in this county. Sat here for a couple hours, and I knew that every veteran, when they got asked who should pick the board, they're going to say the veteran should pick it. I agree, the veteran should pick it. But we have governing organizations that represent veterans. Let them send a representative. Let them go to their people and have their voice. That's who the Legion, the VFW, the Marine Corps League, that's who advocates for the veterans. I mean, the Marine Corps League is huge. The national convention is being held in Indianapolis next week. 900 Marine Corps League members are going to be in Indianapolis. So why wouldn't they put one person on the committee? How are you going to, what was your plan? You had to know that every veteran that walked up here was going to say the veteran should pick it. Did you have a plan?
Yes, I do.
Were they going to, you going to have an election? Are they going to run? What is the plan? What is your plan for these veterans to pick it?
My plan is if they decide, since they did decide that they want that, and if we can decide tonight, we can pass this vote and let them decide who the members are, then that the Legion and the VFW both at different days hold an election.
Why not the Marine Corps League?
The reason look, listen,
why just the good old boys club where they sit around and drink beer all day?
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it. I go over there, but I mean, why not the Marine Corps League?
Are you wanting answers?
Doesn't sound like you had a plan other than asking who.
I do have a plan, and I understand you're frustrated.
Who should be appointed to the committee, or who should do the appointing? Well, yeah, the veterans should appoint to who their representatives are, but who's your plan?
All right, here's my plan. If they appoint their board, they're going to put people in there they know, trust, and like. If I got a problem, I want to talk to somebody I know, trust, or like. Now, as far as the popularity and who's at the bar or whatever, I've heard this before by other people, and here's my thoughts on that.
I mean, we beat this Denise
If somebody's on the board, I would like them to be approachable.
Absolutely.
So if that's at the VFW or if that's at the Legion, that makes it, if they're hanging out there, it makes it a lot easier for somebody else to contact them.
Well, absolutely.
Okay.
But that's why I think all veterans organizations in the county should put one person from their organization on the board. And then the other 2, you guys can decide, or the other 3 or 4, however many you decide you need, but I don't think 7 people need to, when there's only 3 organizations in the county that represent veterans besides the Veteran Service Office.
What if veterans do not associate with the VFW or Marine Corps?
That was my question.
That's That's what I'm saying.
I can interject because I tried to.
Let the county-
What
We got too many people.
What I would think would be good is if you guys gave us the ability to create it, whether it's 5 or 7. You give us a date to show up and decide that. Maybe come and do a kind of help as we do our meetings. We, as Scott County veterans, will decide. If the VFW wants to send people down here, fine, they may get 2 seats. But can we come down here and let Scott County veterans decide? Not different leagues. I don't want to, whether you're the American League or any of it, it shouldn't matter. But it should be Scott County veterans decide. So give us that time, let's set it up, and then you tell all your people, and we'll have all the veterans come down and they can get up and talk. And if you want to lead, hey, let's hear what you got to say. And the next person. And then we'll select the 7, and then they'll represent the Scott County veterans.
And the reason I want 7 is because it sounds like everybody wants this board to do a lot of stuff. So the more people you have on the board, the easier you can accomplish that. And what I'm talking about is like the newsletters. If you've got 5 people, that puts a lot of workload on 5 people. If you have 7 people, you have more.
Didn't sound like you had a plan until I got up and asked. You were just asking who should pick it. That answer was obvious before we walked in this building tonight.
Could you say your name for me? I'm sorry. I went to
Mr.
your
Bell.
address and I didn't get
Daniel
over it.
Lovegrove,
Mr. Bell.
Lovegrove.
Lovegrove.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
All right. Now, I was asking our attorney here, was making a comment. He was trying to explain to me about us voting tonight. He said we could vote through, but
You could vote through, but the resolution would need to be amended. The resolution provided for appointments by the commissioners. So if that's the intent of the commissioners now is to change it to a different appointment structure, that's fine, but it'll need to be brought back to the second meeting.
amend the resolution.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I would like to make a motion.
Hold, I haven't got my time to speak yet.
Huh?
I haven't got my time to speak yet. Mr. Bell, you asked for 30 seconds to talk about what we would like to see going forward. I want to thank Josh for getting up and talking about why the doors were closed and locked. That's been one of my biggest complaints that I've been vetting too. One of the things I would like to see, which I didn't know there was a volunteer stated today to go in part-time. I just learned that. Being a volunteer in there, door could be open, maybe some white noise machines outside their offices. So that way people can come in, call, and go in and see Miss Barrett to get on the schedule. That's something, and Mr. O'Donnell, Sergeant Major O'Donnell stated, business needs to be open. I've gone out several times. Veterans been in the parking lot, frustrated, doors been locked. I put my name in the box. I called one time, Mr. Shelton picked up while he was with a veteran. That made me a little upset, but I appreciate him picking up a phone call, told him, take care of the veteran, give me a call back, right? And to be frankly honest, Shelton, you weren't my first choice for the job. You weren't my first choice for the job. From interview notes and transcriptions, everything I have from the interview, there was a gentleman, it was Todd, Mr. Delgado sitting behind Miss Lafferty, was my first choice. He just retired, he did his own 100% rating, did it all himself, high in technology. He was my choice. But now you're in the office. We're supporting you, trying to support you the best we can, right? And so whatever can do, like I've got emails here that I've sent you, one from even Miss Lafferty asking for follow-ups and stuff. And so whatever we can do to support what we need, I'm glad a volunteer's out there. Maybe we need more volunteers. Maybe the veteran committee could get, people go out there rotational for volunteer taking call services, setting up appointments, whatnot. And then Mr. Barry, was it?
Yes, sir.
You hit the nail on the head a while ago regarding VFWs and stuff like that. That's a reason why I don't go in, because I see a lot of drinking, been around a lot of drinking, and I only go in the Legion on special days to have a drink, and then we're on vacation. And you made a valid point a while ago that we haven't addressed, Mr. Campbell. What if veterans aren't a part of those organizations? The VFW, DAV, whatever. That's a valid point. Well, outside organizations or veterans not a part of organizations like I am here. Like, will they get a say, or how would they get voted in if they wanted to be? So going with that, being a veteran on this board, I want the veterans to succeed. I want Mr. Shelton, I'm sorry, I don't know, I can't remember your last name right now. Josh, to succeed. I want our veterans to do good, do great. I want the ratings to come back max, get the benefits you deserve, right? Because I had someone at the DAV take care of me whenever I was lost. I ended up having to do my claim by myself. So that's that. I hope the majority of the board does listen to this committee. And I hope we can turn things around or continue progress down the road. So that's what I got.
All right, given that, I would like to make a motion to allow the veterans to have an election to vote on their board. And we would have to change the resolution.
I will make that motion and along with amending our initial resolution.
I'll second.
All right. So we've got a motion and we've got a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks everyone for coming in tonight. We appreciate it.
Randy, this will be an advisory board, right?
Yes.
Commissioners.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
Yes. I will try to get in contact with you guys somehow or another to try to get you guys set up or help you if you want me to set up your election.
So what now, everybody just comes back on the 11th or something for the other meeting, or what?
I'm sorry?
We don't know yet, Norma. We'll set a date. Okay. All right. Next tonight is RFP.
They're heavy.
Okay. They don't. Oh. Oh.
Mr. Spencer, did you have something to say?
Conversations outside.
Yeah.
Did you have something you wanted to say about the veteran?
Hey, excuse me, everyone, but any conversations we're having now, please exit that way so we can continue doing county business. Thank you. See ya.
See you later.
I'm sure you will.
So next up tonight, we've got our request for proposals, and this is for the work that needs to be done here in the Bill Graham Building, so we can accommodate our workers and departments over there to move and do office spaces in this facility. We sent this out. Looks like we do have a number of proposals that's come in. I will look through these. Looks like we do have a proposal in from Temple and Temple. I don't know who's that.
It's yours. Be careful with that. People taking down everything.
Okay, looks like what Temple and Temple's done is submitted 3 copies. Yeah. Yeah. So these are just copies. I'll set them up there. That door actually cannot be shut.
I close them just a little bit. John should
Yeah.
turn them out.
Okay, thank you.
It needs to be open.
Yes, ma'am.
Use your teaching voice,
John's
Ben.
trying to hurt them out, that's why I was trying to.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. This is Temple and Temple's bid.
No, what job?
This is for the rehabilitation of this building. After I look through here, I will pass this down to attorney, so he can just give a quick view here. And as we open these tonight, we will take these in advisement.
Sorry, who are y'all with?
He's with the next group. Thank you for hanging around as well.
I didn't get you all bro. I didn't even know you were showing up.
Do we actually have anyone from Temple and Temple here? I don't see anyone. So with some of the things that we had outlined in the RFP, they do have a total cost of work. Their bid is $348,370.
I'm sorry, one more time.
I'll pass that down for you.
Can you read that number again, Drew?
Yeah, I'll pass it down to you.
Okay.
There's plenty of copies.
Oh, is that my copy?
There's copies. Let Alex take that. One second.
348,307.
You can pass that down if you like. They provided plenty of copies. We have copies here for everyone. Okay. So, again, we appreciate them submitting, and we will take that under advisement. Next, we have Mark Construction Company. Are you Ron?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for coming, Ron. We appreciate it. Thank you for submitting. Looks like you have, all these are copies as well,
Yes.
each binder?
Yes. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Original copies.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't have something different. We were.
Now, the first original one is a flash drive.
I see that. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Were y'all given the opportunity to tour the building?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Eric?
Mr. Sexton? Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Sexton, yes.
Good.
So it looks like Martin Construction has submitted an estimate for $750,000. Right? Again, we'll look through this and we'll take this under advisement with our attorney, make sure that we have not overlooked something. Maybe you've seen something with this project that we've missed. So we certainly want to take the time to look through that and do our due diligence there.
I've got the proposal paperwork that you sent me.
Yeah.
Pretty thorough, make sure you cover everything. And once you guys read my proposal in there, there's some options on some things. Some of it is gray areas. If you have any questions, my number's in there, you can call me.
Yes, and I appreciate that. Our goal with the RFP, and I know you guys have seen this a lot, it's kind of a build design, if you will, where, we don't want to limit a contractor's innovation, if you will. I mean, we want to give the ability to do a design build because, a lot of people will come in and see things and be innovative, and we didn't want to limit that. Just to strictly say a wall has to be here or no wall. We don't know. We're asking experts as yourself to come in and tell us what the best and most efficient way and cost-effective way to do something. So,
And I try to explain some of that in there. When I did do my tour, I had our architect with us, and we walked around and look at things that meet codes and don't meet codes and that kind of stuff. So,
yeah.
Like I said, if you got any questions, just reach out to me.
Well, thank you, and thank you for being here tonight. And again, we'll look through this under advisement of attorney, and we'll make a decision hopefully at our next meeting, which is in 2 weeks. Would be
19th, I think. Hang on.
19th.
Okay. All right, that's great. Just like I said, if you got anything, questions, just let me know.
Okay.
I got several earlier.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
the
your
next meeting
submittal.
will be the 19th.
Anybody got any questions on what's been submitted here?
That's the time overview.
Did you get this?
Yes.
Pass that down. Anybody still need a copy of,
You want to switch me because I'm at the.
Alex, you can keep that one.
Oh, well, you have the keys.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do you want this?
Adam, do you have one from Temple and one from?
Yeah, I've got one of each. Got a binder and then Templeton.
Okay, so yeah, we have an extra.
Yeah, we've got copies if somebody needs.
Was this for RFP or City Hall plans?
This is City Hall RFP.
Oh, okay, because I'd asked RFP to be on the agenda.
Okay. That is what this is. If you have something additional with RFP,
Yeah.
go
Well,
ahead.
with all the big discussions about budgetary stuff and then finances, whatnot, and we're getting close to the end of the year, and new department heads coming in or maybe coming in. If there's any plans or services or whatnot that needs to be rebid, maybe competition's great. See if we can save taxpayer money. And so I just wanted to put it out there to see if there is anything coming up for contracts ending, maybe it'd be beneficial to do that for services and whatnot. So that's the only thing I got on. Just a little reminder for.
Yeah, I don't know if we have anything else out there right now.
No, or for all department heads, like, hey, competition great. If we can get something cheaper with what we thought was budgetary constraints and whatnot, but saving money is still good. So that's what I've got. Just a little advisement.
Okay. So that was kind of lumped in with City Hall planning.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
all
guess
good.
we're
No, that's all good.
We're good. So next on tonight's agenda is the Public Defender Board.
Okay.
Randy, you got?
Yeah. So I was approached, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. I was emailed by a couple board members from the Public Defender Board that our appointment that we made on that board is not a good fit for them. And they would like us, I asked them, are they thinking about who they would like us to put in there? And the comment was they would like to have Mike Jones. So the first order of business is, I guess we need to reseat our board member from that board. And I just want to make everybody heard it known. As far as I know, historically, the commissioners have never put another commissioner on that board before. So this was the first time we'd ever done that. But we were asked to remove our board.
Well,
So I guess I'm going to make a motion. I don't know how to word that. We'll make a motion to remove our appointment to the Public Defender Board.
yeah, and I, just to be transparent, I was approached too, asking if we would look at that a little differently. I know, Adam, you sat on that board. Do you have any?
No, y'all, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and let y'all do what you want to do, unless Alex has anything he wants to say.
It's a decision for the commissioners.
I mean, I will say there has been a list of grievances that was thrown out. I felt like, the board doesn't function properly. I don't understand, maybe from your angle on why it's not.
No, I'll release some of my files regarding that soon, but no, y'all continue to do what you want to do.
Okay, so.
And that's the only other thing I want to say. I'm not on that board. I don't know how that board works.
Well, commissioners have never said that.
Yeah. So I've got to, look at what these guys think is the best way to move this board forward.
So your motion is to
rescind our appointment
with
the public defender board.
Okay. And, and you're also saying, you're asking for a motion also to.
Well, we're gonna wait. We gotta carry one motion out first before we.
Okay. So, your motion is to rescind our appointment on the Public Defenders Board.
Yes.
And I'll second that. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm abstaining, involves me.
Okay.
Motion carries.
Now, like I was saying, they're asked.
Public defender. No, they were asking what board it was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, we can't say you.
Okay. Their ask was to have Mike Jones appointed to that board. So I'll make a motion to have Mike Jones, I guess, be put on that board.
I'll second that. So motion to add Mike to that board, Mike Jones. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
It should be. And I don't know how to do that, quite frankly.
Okay, next tonight, we've got reschedule executive meeting. What was this
This would have been the one that I missed on the personnel, the executive meeting we were doing for personnel.
Oh, okay. Is this
So
something?
This is a personnel, over personnel and, so,
We just need, the commissioners just need to get a reschedule.
yes, but I mean, so with that being an executive, we would have to schedule a workshop meeting if we wanted to discuss how we want to structure the new addition, I can't think of the name of him right now, the
Code enforcement.
code enforcement officer. Would that, or we probably can't talk about that in executive, that needs to be a workshop, correct? Or can we knock down two birds with one stone here?
Yeah, can I suggest, so also on tonight's agenda next is schedule a workshop meeting.
Was that for that?
It is.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if it's okay to strike this, rescheduling the executive meeting for a workshop meeting.
Let's do that.
I don't know everybody's availability, but our area plan office has reached out to Marie Shepherd over in Jennings County. And Marie has graciously offered to come over August 24th. That's a Monday at 4:00 to talk about her area plan and how she has that structured over there. I think it'd be very beneficial for us to listen to what she's done over there and the improvements that she's made. And I was able to talk with Marie, and I was very impressed with some of the things that they've done. And by the way, I know when we had our workshop on this topic some weeks back, it was Tim that suggested reaching out to Marie. And so she's very impressive to see and hear what she's actually doing over there and what she started with to get to where she's at and how that office functions. So her availability is August 24th. So I would encourage the board to meet probably here or upstairs, but it'll be in this building. I say we'll shoot for upstairs. August 24th, and that's on a Monday, with Marie Shepherd from Jennings County area plan. 4:00.
I can do that.
24th at
4 o'clock, can you make that?
Yep.
So back to the executive meeting, actually, I think we do need to have an executive meeting.
How about we look at rescheduling that sometime after the workshop?
Yes, that probably would be actually smart. Maybe we should do a workshop and a follow-up executive meeting after. While we're all together and just, instead of trying to do the workshop, then after the workshop, jump into the executive, because the executive meeting, what I've got to say is going to be pretty quick.
Okay,
and short.
that's fine.
It's probably going to be like a 5-minute meeting.
Okay. Is that something we can do?
It's doable. I may have a prior commitment in sales, and I may have to duck out early, but that should be fine.
Okay. Okay, we'll schedule both things then for the
Keep what
24th.
time you want to look at for the executive meeting?
You know, I just don't.
Upon adjournment of the workshop.
Just put it on adjournment.
Yeah, because I don't know how long that will go.
And honestly, the executive meeting ain't even all that big of a secretive thing. It's just, it'll be done in 5 minutes. It's,
So you can advertise for both, Jennifer? Okay. Next tonight, we have consideration of regular special invoices.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular invoices.
We have a motion, we have a second.
I have council advised me, I don't know if Mr. Lisby knows anything about this. I had a member of the council advise me we're signing claims or invoices that may pull the balance as negative in some accounts. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. No, not a whole lot. I think Jennifer probably, there was some account we had with a negative balance.
There were some,
And what was that? Just several of them?
some of them are grants.
Okay.
And so that's why I've been pushing, since we got this new computer program, to view it digitally instead of on Excel spreadsheets to see what's negative, what's positive, what's good, not good.
And I think our attorney would tell you we should never have a negative balance.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I think there was some
We can work
resolutions
on that.
submitted to fix that, but
But
also,
nothing has came here to this board.
well, we have signed
Right.
claims, invoices that have potentially put it negative.
That's true.
That's true?
Well, you guys signed the invoices. I don't know which
Like,
ones you signed
pay.
that weren't.
So I have a question. Are they saying that
Us approving to be paid?
no, wait a minute. Are they saying that we have approved something that there wasn't money in that line for?
That is what I
Or are they
understand.
saying that whether there's a possibility that, because what I'm getting at, in the past, when I was, actually before Greg, I believe Teresa and Tammy would write on there, this line is getting close, or this line has no more money, and she would take it before, and we wouldn't approve it.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess that's why I'm asking is, are you saying that has happened?
The way it was relayed to me is that we have signed a few claims or invoices that the accounts had either been negative or took it into negative after we've approved them. And so that's the way I took it to understand.
I think that's right.
Well,
I
But
think that's right.
my problem
that.
is that nobody from the council has approached this board unless their attorney, but again, I don't know that.
No, you
Nobody's
wouldn't,
reached out and talked.
no, you're absolutely right. You guys wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
And we didn't know it. And Jennifer is
Now-
working on that now, I
We are
think.
working on it, and that still
Wait a minute.
does happen. That still does happen. And, talking to other auditors, they run that way too. And that's what had happened. In fact, if you realize, when I came into office the first time, the council had to approve, the commissioners and the council had to approve to let Teresa come back in to fix the negatives
Yeah.
so that the audit could be done correctly for
I
that
think
year.
that's true.
Yeah,
No, that's not. She come in to finish her books and to make sure that you were set up correctly before you took over.
but there were negative lines that had to be fixed.
I'm not thinking, unless you can show me that, I believe that.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine, but.
Anyway, we're getting away from what we're actually doing here. We look at these and we're approving that these are all legit purchases.
That's right.
And yeah,
We're not making, that's up to the council, so whether or not they pay it.
Okay.
We're just looking at it and saying, like Calwell Food Management. We have a contract with them and that is budgeted, but he wasn't buying candles or bubble gum.
So I would,
Right? That's what we're doing. We're approving that what they are purchasing is legitimate expenses.
So I would ask Mr. Zimmerman at that point, if we approve a claim that makes the account negative or is negative and it's paid, is there any legal ramification on the commissioners for that aspect?
I think it'd be a very big leap for there to be any type of criminal liability, certainly. There is a criminal statute for the auditor to, if she makes a payment and there's, the fund has been exhausted, there's no appropriation of that fund, there is a criminal penalty for that. Whether there's any liability on the part of the commissioners, maybe, but it'd be a big stretch. The bigger concern that I would have is if there's a lawfully presented claim, especially when it comes to payroll.
Yeah.
And, council's attorney and I have discussed this. I'm of the opinion we need to pay our employees. Otherwise, there's going to be a federal wage and hour complaint. And I just went through one of those in Jennings County, and they are not fun. I'd rather slip my eyeball than deal with one of those again. So, if a claim has been lawfully presented to the board, I believe that the appropriate avenue is for the claim to be approved. If the auditor does a negative draw, there is, I believe council's attorney has indicated to the auditor, there's criminal liability, potential criminal liability for that. So.
Okay. All right. Then I just.
Well, I do know we got to pay the
We're on the
bills.
same page.
That's cool. It's a good question, but a lot of people listen to this and they probably don't understand. It probably confuses them. But one other thing I want to point out, say Department X buys tires for a vehicle. We're approving them that they bought the tires already. They've already got the tires.
Yeah,
We're
services
approving
already
that
been
they paid
rendered.
for the tires. Now, whether or not they had the money in their budget, that is something for that department to go to the council and work out, and the council figure out how they're going to pay for tires that we've already received, right?
Yeah.
We're not, so that's not what we're doing here. So. And you was approached by that. I get that. If that was not your, I get it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying anything like that. Just anyway. So do we have a?
Oh, I'll second.
You have a second.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor to
Aye.
approve the invoices?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Consideration of payroll.
I'll make a motion to approve payroll.
We have a motion to approve payroll. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Also tonight, we have a FMLA approval.
And that's in the front of your folder right there.
Okay. Can you all hear us any better? Can you hear me any better? A little better? Good.
what happened when Andrew takes vacation.
I think we're gonna have to pull the mics down.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'll make a motion to approve the FMLA. You have, I'm assuming you have looked at it. And
Yes,
it's all
it's
correct.
valid. Mhm.
Okay, we got a motion, we have a second. I'll let you look.
Yeah. I'll second. Or
We got a motion and a second to approve the FMLA approval. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Consideration of the regular meeting minutes for July 15th.
I've read and accept the minutes. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, we got a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. That brings us down to public comments. Has anybody signed up for public comments? Okay, I'm seeing none. One quick thing that I just want to ask Alex about. Alex, what's our updates on Big Ox and Carroll Road properties?
Big Ox, I need to track down, I think you and I have discussed this, Greg, I need to track down where the owner of the property actually is, or him sort of by publication and notice of any proceeding. Carroll Road, I don't have an update at this moment, I have one for the next meeting.
Okay. So as far as tracking down the property owner, if, will we send another advertisement out again? Do you, I mean, what do you think the best plan of attack is?
Yeah, if we cannot track down the property owner, service by publication would be appropriate.
Okay. And I would like to be able to do that, as early as next week. To advertise that. Okay, thank you.
So you want to make that motion?
To advertise?
I don't think you need to make
You don't do?
Okay. It's already in the process.
Okay.
It has been for 3-4 years now.
Well, yeah, I know.
No, but yeah, and so really in essence, and I know a lot of folks follow this, we're kind of starting the process over, right? I mean, so unfortunately, but that's kind of where this is falling. And then hopefully we'll have an update for Terrell Road next meeting.
I hope so.
Okay. That's all I have, please.
It has nothing to do with anything outside of me and a lot of other people have a hard time hearing. I think we're the same thing going to council. So I don't know if we need to turn this thing up. Andrew could do it, or I'm a hard of hearing guy anyway, so it doesn't help. But I do think there's some, anybody else agree with that? It's hard to
This
hear.
is the worst meeting it's been.
Okay.
so-
Yeah.
And it seemed like it just started.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah. Andrew has had an emergency and he's not at work right now. So there's nobody tonight we could call. I'm not sure what's going on.
we'll ask them to look at it.
I'm not sure what's going on.
I think it's there, Ed.
Yeah, I didn't hear real well even through that.
Yeah.
Something's not right. Yeah. Okay. Adam?
I don't know if the roof was redone on the
building of the parking lot was used. I never heard back from Mr. Edrington on that. So what I brought up in the last meeting.
Oh, okay.
Then also a reminder, Mayor Graham, pig roast in the park is happening Saturday. I'll be there slinging on the grill. So stop by, make sure y'all get out, get out and check it out.
You talking about the roof on the parking lot in the county? parking lot?
Campbell's roof, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it was ever changed or not. I never heard back from Edrington.
Well,
I think there was a
they have
pallet
been-
there earlier this week. in the
they've been-
parking lot.
Okay, good. So
It
I'm
may-
just
it may
just
still
curious if
be
anyone knew anything, if it was done. You don't have to worry about it, or employees, vehicles, any news of nails or anything like that.
Yeah, they worked on it last week, and then yesterday they was there with the lift too.
Okay,
I hadn't checked today. I don't know if they finished.
gotcha. But yeah, just wanted to make sure any employees hadn't had any complaints or anything.
Randy,
I have nothing left.
Alex, Jennifer.
I don't have anything.
With that, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
We got a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.